The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can champion, we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People say the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it does stop, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We get champion.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
All right, my Jamaican people, right, all my subscribers and people who are tuning into the Mystic Sensation on the evening show. We are saying, thanks, and we are happy for you to be here, right? So let me just give, right, my greetings in that regard. All right. Now, who we have in studio so far, we have, right, Dorothy McCoy. All right, bless up yourself, Dorothy. We have Patel Krushank, bless up yourself. Beverly, bless up yourself, Beverly. Brittany, we have Arena, we have Peter Aston, Fiona, and I tell you, the people start to come into studio. Sharon Brown, Sonia, Melist, right? Big up to all of you. All right, for all the persons who are tuning in, Donna Whitaker, bless up yourself. All right. Now, I am not certain that we might have melting pot this morning, so be sure that he's going to be on the evening show, right? He might not be on the afternoon show, but anyway, if he comes, right, give kudos to that, right? But definitely he will be on the evening show. Now, my Jamaican people, as I said, that we are in the space to make sure that, it's checks and balance as it relates to good governance. And we want a better Jamaica. A better Jamaica in the sense of, corruption free, particularly where government is concerned. Because we have seen the many examples when we have a corrupted government, what happened, the nation suffers. We have seen that situation happens in Haiti and other countries that suffer the consequence of corrupted politicians. One of the perfect examples that we need to use, Jamaica, is the situation of Singapore, right? In the 70s, Singapore transitioned from a corrupted country to a country now that, trust me, prosperity is just blossoming. And, there's an entire documentation on that and commentary on Singapore transition from a corrupted country to a country now that is now booming. And the primary reason for their boom is to the fact that they recognize the high level of corruption, and the country had dealt with it severely by passing various anti-corruption legislations that help to have Singapore, right, such a vibrant economy. So it goes to show us all, right, that corruption is a primary thing that will destroy an economy. And as I said, that we are to do an inspection as it relates to the current leader at our political hem, which is Andrew Owners, right? And if you have a moral compass, if you're willing to speak the truth, right, then you will call it for what it is. We have a prime minister who is indeed extremely, extremely corrupt. And that's the fact. And so then you can see that his corruption has been extended through various institutions in our society. It also affected a portion of the criminal justice system, right? It affected portion of the private sector of Jamaica. It affected, a lot of entities. And so then it seems like, we are so toxic as it relates to his leadership, right? No doubt Jamaica is a banana republic. And when we keep on saying this, and this is one of the things, let me say this. I heard Professor, right, made mention on his live yesterday, and where he had spoken about social media and mainstream media and why people are gravitating from mainstream media. But I want to, add my 2 cents to that. Now, the truth about the matter, which what Andre said, right, is 100% truthful. When mainstream media is going to take on the objective of being biased and not being trustworthy, they are going to lose out. For one, they are censored. Social media, right? For those of us in social media, we are not censored. We are not controlled by the state or controlled by a particular narrative. We are at liberty in terms of, and let me give you an example. For me, I got up in the night, right? I search through, do research, right? And I decided that I'm going to speak on this topic, and so forth. With mainstream media, that's not how it works. They have to follow a script. We don't follow script. We speak freely, as free as possible. We can be speaking in a situation and something happen right now, and we just switch to that. That is the advantage of social media, right? Mainstream media lose out on that because they are censored. They have to follow script. We don't follow script. Again, we investigate, right, and we present the facts, the source of the information. So that, again, build what we call confidence within social media space. Now, when you have a Draws Davis, and I'm going to give an example, right? When you have a Draws Davis, right, who came out and he speak negative of vloggers, right, and, misinformation and disinformation, and that vloggers setting out to destroy people's character, while in the same breath, the very organization or the political party that he defended is doing the very same thing. So when people look at that, and when we provide the evidence of them doing that, and people look at that, it goes to credibility. It goes to credibility. Will I be listening to a news media that is not credible? No. Because what you want the source to be credible. You want to know that, okay, all right, if you're going to spend some time, right, listening to Mystic Sensation, right, I want to hear the truth. I want Mystic Sensation to navigate me, right, to a better understanding and clarity. And that is what counts, right? Where you have mainstream media, right, who censored and have to project a narrative to protect, right, political operators, then they are going to have a problem. They are going to have a problem. Now, this is, before I touch this situation, I'm going to speak about selective justice. And this is one of the reasons why, again, social media is winning in that space. Now, we touch on the situation with police, with the commissioner of police. And in terms of his action, you open a can of worms. And this is what I mean in terms of selective justice. Now, mainstream media is not going to get into that space, right, and highlight the level of injustice that shoot out as it relates to the commissioner of police and the level of political biases and the selective justice. Mainstream, you will never hear them speak about that. Never speak about that. Even although they have the evidence to substantiate that. All right. So I'm going to speak on this topic this morning as it relates to selective justice with what is happening to Wayne Cameron. And let me say this clear. I am not saying that Wayne Cameron is guilty. I am not saying that Wayne Cameron is innocent. The objective that I am driving at is selective justice. And selective justice is not justice. And then we are saying that, okay, if you have the situation where Wayne Cameron may have done the things that he had been accused of, yes, fine, charge him, yes, prosecute him if you can prosecute him. From once he corrupted himself, yes, whether he's a PNP or GLP, if he corrupted himself, go ahead, have him prosecuted. My contention this morning is selective justice. Since you can find, right, ways and means to investigate Cameron and bring forth the evidence, the question, why can't you find ways and means and using the same medium that you have used to execute judgment on Cameron, why can't you utilize that same medium, right, in bringing forth clarity, fair and balance and transparency? So this is where, right, mainstream media and social media separate itself, you understand, from being censored and only can speak a particular narrative, right, as it relates to the objective of that media house. We know we are at liberty, and at liberty this morning, we are going to get into this. Let me show you in terms of selective justice what I'm going to speak about. And when I deliver, right, the evidence, anyone, as it relates to critical thinkers who are listening to me, is going to say, well, you know, right, I may not like a mystic sensation, but what he presented is facts. This is what we talk about. One doesn't have to like me, but in terms of the work that we are putting out, right, then look on the work and definitely qualify it to be facts. And this is what we are talking about. Now, this is where we are going. Let us get back to this situation for a while in terms of showing what we're talking about, selective justice. And we are going to prove the facts this morning. Let us look at this by Jamaican people. Let us bring up back this, and I want for you to listen to the detail, and you are going to see that the Commissioner of Police is armed with the authority, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is armed with the authority that they can investigate almost anything that requires that investigation. But we have seen in Jamaica, it is not so, it is selective justice. Now look at this, my Jamaican people. Let me share this. Look at this.
Welcome back to Primetime News.
And a special welcome once again to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com.
First up this evening, Chairman of the Police Officers Association, Senior Superintendent Wayne Cameron, has been removed from frontline duty.
It's the latest in the ongoing saga surrounding alleged irregularities in the accounts of the POA.
SSP Cameron was formally charged today after he was questioned by detectives attached to the fraud squad unit of CTOC.
Details in this report.
It's an image few expected to see. Senior Superintendent Wayne Cameron smiling moments after being formally charged and granted bail in the sum of $500,000.
My attorney will speak on.
SSP Cameron, who was questioned for several hours on Thursday, has been charged with 5 counts of fraudulent conversion and 6 counts of larceny as a servant. TVJ News understands that he was questioned about several checks written on behalf of the POA. Matthew Hyatt is one of his attorneys.
No comment at this time. The matter is set before the court for February 12th, and at that time we will hear the full some aspects of the facts, and we will go forward from there. At this time, he is innocent, and we deny all the allegations involved.
Thursday's development comes against the background of a legal battle between SSP Cameron and Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake. In September last year, Dr. Blake ordered that the chairmanship of the Police Officers Association be vacated, citing glaring contradictions and irregularities in the association's unaudited accounts, as well as failure to hold an annual general meeting since 2022. While SSP Cameron's attorney did not wish to say much on the development, he raised alarm about another matter.
His government-issued firearm has been confiscated. Instructions have been given for that to be done. On what basis, we don't know. And so we're very alarmed at that. Very surprised.
Meanwhile, a joint statement by the JCF and the Financial Investigations Division FID said the investigation, which spanned several months, examined matters concerning the management and application of funds under the control of the POA over a defined period. The release added, as the matter is before the courts, it would be inappropriate of the JCF or the FID to comment further on the substance of the allegations or evidence underpinning the charges, and that SSP is entitled to the full presumption of innocence as the matter will be determined by the courts. His court date has been set for February 12, but for SSP Cameron's attorneys,
he attends court on February 12, and we hope that in subsequent court hearings, we will put this matter behind him.
Okay, so let us just stop, share that for a while, right? And think a little here. Let me just hold on, let me just stop this. All right. So let me just dismiss this clip, and then we do a little comment on this clip, right? Now, Jamaica. Let us speak with some sense of clarity. One thing we know for sure is that the FID is a part of this investigation, along with other areas of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We have to factor that in. So we don't know the evidence, right? And so then we are not here this morning in speaking on the evidence that we don't know about. That is not why we are here. We are here, right, speaking on the sense of what we call selective justice. So we have seen that clear. And I want to speak everything before I go to the next clip. We have seen it clear where the FID, right, act as it relates to the charges brought about, where the senior superintendent of police is concerned. We have seen, right, other areas of the force, right, involved in this investigation. And we have seen that the investigation had spanned over roughly about 2 or 3 years, right? So adequate time put into this investigation, right? File has been collected, sent to the DPP. The DPP and the investigators would have looked through the case and they would say, okay, all right, we have as much. The DPP feel confident that there are much evidence there being collected that the DPP feel that she can prosecute a case against the SSP. So we are not challenging that. We are talking now about selective justice as it relates to more serious crimes that we have not seen the assistant commissioner interested in. We have not seen where the DPP is pursuing that. This is how we are different from mainstream media. Social media now is going to show you the comparison and show you what the selective justice is all about. Now look on this other case that I'm going to present to you. And when you look at it, you see the reason why we are speaking about selective justice. And we are doing this morning because we need justice to be done. We don't need anyone to be targeted, and particularly if he or she is associated with a political party, right? And so then I don't believe that because of the political affiliation of a person, then that person should be targeted, right, as it relates to investigation. And neither do I believe that, okay, if you are of a political influence or political interest group, right, because you are of that group, you are not to be investigated. Look at this case that I'm going to present. Look at this case. Let us go and show the selective justice. And it is embarrassing, right? It is indeed embarrassing. Look at this case.
2016, the body of Junior Jermaine was found inside the living room of prominent attorney Patrick Bailey. The house is located in Barbican, St. Andrew, and Mr. Jermaine's body reportedly had several stab wounds and a gunshot wound to the head. Opposition spokesman on national security Fitz Jackson outlines concerns about the investigation of that murder so far.
I have been bombarded with concerns expressed about major crime like murder. That gentleman who was murdered in Barbican over a year ago, murdered on Barbican Road. We all know it was in the house of a prominent Jamaican, very much connected with the political leadership of this country. Someone murdered. And from all the police reports up to now, nothing has been concluded.
The Gleaner reported in February last year that the police identified suspects in the murder of Mr. Jermaine.
Mr. Speaker, I had the opportunity to meet with the brother of the gentleman who was murdered. He went to the media. I read the reports. And I saw an audience with him. And the gentleman expressed his distress, is giving up on Jamaica. Because in his own words, some people not going to get justice in this country. This is a real situation. We get up and we tell the country about how serious we are about crime and violence and murder. But in a case where somebody was murdered in a house, where from the police report there was no forced entry, and over 1 year, no one is arrested, no one is charged, and rumors abound.
Mr. Jackson adds that the culture of silence is doing more harm than good.
We believe that if we keep quiet, don't say it, nobody knows, and it just go away. People know these things, and they see it happen. And that's why they lose trust in us, all of us. And they lose faith in the system. That is at the heart of it. And that's why I say many of the times we are being hypocritical in this place. Because we know those things to be true. But because of who it is, we keep quiet, and the rest of the country know. That's where the hypocrisy lies.
National Security Minister Robert Montague reminded Mr. Jackson about separating the role of policymakers and those in charge of the operations of the security forces.
I am a little surprised that the member is now calling upon us.
Okay, let us just stop share that. Let us just stop share that for a while. And we want to have a conversation here, serious conversation. We want to have a serious conversation. And for this morning, I am not in the tit for tat politics. We're talking about truthfulness. And I am asking the Commissioner of Police, I am asking the DPP, as it relates to this particular case that we had shown, where Patrick Bailey, who affiliated with the Prime Minister, and at the time that the murder committed, Patrick Bailey was the lawyer of the Prime Minister. Patrick Bailey has set up several shell companies for the Prime Minister, including some of the shell companies right now that is under investigation, including ADMAT that dissolved into Imperium. Patrick Bailey sets up that. Patrick Bailey sets up Positive Jamaica Foundation. Let us argue this point, Jamaica. Let us argue this point. Jermaine was locked away in Patrick Bailey's home. 2 persons in the home. No forced entry. However, what do we have? We have a situation where Jermaine got killed. Remember, Jamaica, no forced entry. But Jermaine was killed. How was Jermaine killed? Very important. Because the way how he was killed, he would be screaming aloud. Let us look on some of the evidence that coming out of there. Jermaine had received more than 21 stab wounds to the torso. 21 stab wounds. Another significant thing that happened, that he also received a bullet wound to the head. Now, no investigation done as it relates to the bullet to prove, of course, which firearm it fired from. The only person in that house of a licensed firearm is Patrick Bailey. Patrick Bailey has a licensed firearm. It is Patrick Bailey's kitchen knife that used to inflict 21 wounds. Jamaica. Let us come to the grip. I heard my sister, my comrade sister, right, hot off of the press. I like her seriousness and her mission for good governance. And I heard hot off of the press said, you know, you stay there, we can go and trust the DPP. But right now, she not trust the DPP. And I start to think of that. Jamaica, let us put it in this way. Because if my sister is correct, dark day, I have applauded the DPP as it relates to the judgment in Natalie's case. Noel Maitland was convicted. Justice. But I am saying no. We have the Prime Minister's statutory declaration cannot be certified. If you can look on a case from 2022, and you can say, you know, I am going to go back in history, dig up what's supposed to be dug up, and I'm going to bring a case against the senior superintendent. As I said, I am not here, you understand, to speak about the senior superintendent guilty or innocent. We're talking about selective justice. And you can bring forward, right, those activities to come with a charge. No. I am asking the Commissioner of Police and the DPP. We have a situation as it relates to Patrick Bailey case that we just highlighted. We also have a situation as it relates to the Prime Minister's statutory declaration cannot be certified for the obvious reason, Commissioner of Police, the obvious reason, DPP, cannot be certified. Why is it that it cannot be certified? The Prime Minister cannot explain how he achieved his wealth. That is a problem. That should be a problem, because it is a problem. So then, what is justice? For you to overlook the actions of the Prime Minister, overlook the wrongs that being done and carried out by the Andrew Holness administration, and then you're going to select, might be a particular case, which you might have the facts, I don't know, but to the fact that Senior Superintendent of Police Cameron affiliated with the People's National Party. It is about, is it, let me ask the question, about that sort of political manipulation to get him out, because he's simply not seen eye to eye with the Jamaica Labour Party administration? I don't know. Just ask it. Now, the reason for us to ask these questions is on valid point. Point number one, Patrick Bailey's case. We would like to hear from the DPP. We would like to hear from the Commissioner of Police. Tell us, tell the public, we need clarity as to why Patrick Bailey has not been interrogated and arrested if possible. Why is that so? So then, are we now to believe you know, Commissioner of Police, and believe the DPP that you are all here in the pursuit of justice? It not look good. Something smells. Are we, the public, to absorb, to consume, and say, yes, justice has been done? Selective justice is simply not justice. Now, my Jamaican people, right? And let me say to the caller now, this morning I can multitask for anyone who, want to add something to the topic, right? Please do. Because yes, we are multitask efficient, Now, let me get down to the core of politics and the political biases that we are going to identify just now. Let us get into that. Now, my Jamaican people, I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to this. We are riding easy, nice and easy this morning. I want you to listen to this. Right? Let us hear this person who, and we can be able to assess as it relates to this person's level of journalism, if it's based on credibility or laced with political biasness. Let us all take him in.
Truth is, when it comes to matters of sexual harassment, oftentimes a man says something to one woman, her responses are to him like an invitation to go further. And when he goes further, he may achieve his ultimate aim. And you know what the ultimate aim is. Otherwise, he may read his initial attempt as an invitation to go further. And he goes further, the woman stops him in his tracks and says, we're not on that level, we're not on that path, we are not relating like that. Please don't say those things to me. The third way, he says something. He interprets her response as an invitation to go further. He pushes a little further. She doesn't really rebuff him. She says something that appears to lead him to go even further. Then he goes further. And she, will answer in a kind of roundabout way. But he sees it as wait. There's no explicit no from her. So he goes further. And it is that third path that appears to be at play here in the dynamic between Vaz and Julian Chang, where the messages are concerned. But walk with me now. Walk with me now. The third path does not mean that the woman wants you to go further. Because it can be that in the context of a power relationship, where you as the man wield more power than her, she also has to be weighing and balancing. Listen, I really want him to be engaging me in conversation like this now, but at the same time, I don't want to say anything too strong to him and put him off, because he's in a certain position in a context where we work together that he can use that to blight my future, to cause my wicked. So I don't, and he has not said anything really explicit or so, even though it is clear where he's going. So I mean, I like it, but I really want to embarrass him and rebuff him. So, you know, let me just take time with it and try laugh it off. And you know, that appears to be what the third way is. So, given that that's what the third way appears to be, was Vaz right to bring it back and bring it back and bring it back? And was Julian Chang wrong for not saying outright, no, MP, we're not relating like that, you know, so cut that out? Where is wrong and right in that? And you see how the lines can be blurred? And at the same time, many people criticize women in those positions for not blatantly saying no, ignore the very real issue of the power dynamics and how a person's common sense.
All right. Stop there, Mr. Jaws Davis. I'm going to speak to you for the better part of your common sense, right? Because obviously you really lose it. Now let me speak to you, Jaws Davis, and this is going to, right, appealing to your better sense. Where you have two individual involved in accusation, he say, she say, where do you strike the balance, Jaws Davis? You don't strike the balance in taking side and create a narrative, right? Sending that narrative out into the public ear that does indeed sexually harassing Councillor Chang. That's the message you're sending. You did not neutralize the situation in saying that, okay, you have on one side, he said, on the other side, she said, now the situation is in court. Let the court decide. You don't have that skill set, Mr. Davis. And so then in terms of how, as it relates to your narrative, you are making inference, you are making suggestion, you are implying that indeed Mr. Does sexually harassing Ms. Chong. This is where social media and mainstream media, we are different in that regards as it relates to investigative journalism. You have two complaints, two accusations. What medium deals with that? To understand the variables and deals with the evidence. The court. You are not the court, Jaws Davis, where you take one side because that side suits your political narrative, because you want to attack the PNP. And so then, of course, you want to make it look like, okay, all right, Christopher. You want to make it look like Dawes. Doing Vaz, not Dawes, Vaz, right? Have been harassing this lady. It is wrong. It is wrong. And this is the reason why, right, over a period of time, mainstream media, right, is going to lose out where information is concerned, because you are controlled You're censored. You're politically motivated and aligned. And so then, particularly for NNN as a spin machine for the Jamaica Labour Party, singing for its supper, and we know why. The evidence is there as to why you are singing for the supper. People don't want to even listen to media like that, where you know you have this sort of strong political affiliation and you're a spinner, you're spin doctors. You're going to spin the narrative, right, to suit your political interests. Because your political interest is that you're achieving the political benefits. So I know that, okay, all right. Yeah, a big mama that, NNN that. You understand? And we know what they are. We know their MO, their modus operandi. And so then we don't need to go there. We want a mystic sensation. We want Andre Stevenson. We want a reggae dub scene. We want a Rattigan, right? A utter for the press, a ABR. And you understand, people that we are going to just deal with the truth. And not only that, we are speaking about the truth, we are going to show you reference of the truth, the foundation of the truth. And this is why, right? Of course, social media, right, is going to replace, let me say that, replace mainstream media because you're simply not credible. Let me take this caller. Yes, Sister P, how you doing?
Oh, you keep mixing me up with Sister Winnie.
Oh, Jesus. All right, Sister Winnie, how you doing, my sister?
Not too bad, sir.
Yes.
I feel she cut him. She only taped what he say, right? She don't like him, and I'm sorry you have to get involved with she. But she's going to be shocked when the court case come.
Yes.
She's going to be very shocked. And don't worry about that station. They are JLP. They get paid. They don't pay their taxes. They get paid to work for Andrew Onis.
Exactly.
Why don't he talk about the oil issue that Jamaica will not, the people of Jamaica will not get 1 cent from the oil deal Andrew and Rawls make?
Whoa.
What do you think Andrew put that woman, what she is in again for? The one that Mark objected to.
Oh, yes. You mean the permanent secretary?
Yes.
Okay.
Why you think Andrew put her there to keep an eye on Rawls? He don't trust Rawls with this oil business. Why? That's why Jamaica is not going to benefit 1 cent in the next 30 years from that oil deal. Jamaica don't even have 10% of the deal that's going down in what they're doing now. They can take all the oil they want, and Jamaican will not be able to benefit. The person not going to benefit is Andrew and Rawls. Think about that, George Davis. Instead of going down in the mucky road, that's what you know are mucky. When you want to bring down people, what they want is for Rawls to step down so they can have an election to get somebody there. That woman she is no good. She's not a PNP. She's a plant JLP. We got to root them out now. Get rid of her. Get rid of anyone you see going down the wrong road. You got to have a smelling rotten anywhere you are now. There's more to come, Mr. Mystic.
Well, I do believe what you are saying, Sister Winnie, because I am saying to myself, Sister Winnie, that why the People's National Party have a woman, right, section where she can file a complaint. Why go to NNN?
Because she get paid to do that. She's working for Andrew.
Wow.
You think Andrew is going to sit there and let he don't have a couple of them working for him? Check on their bank account, you're going to see money paid in. And Mr. Mark Golden cannot be everywhere to know everything. And that's why people like us, that, you know, you're people that do the blogging, don't get paid.
Exactly.
Not one of the PNP bloggers get paid. They do it because they want a better Jamaica. Don't forget that man read out all the JLP bloggers, you know.
Yes.
In Parliament. We don't have any people that we have to pay 100,000, 50,000 a month to.
Exactly.
They have to pay them. If they never get paid, they won't do their job for them.
True.
And this woman is a JLP to the bone. She only have on the wrong shirt. It should be a green shirt she's wearing. And Mr. Mark Golden got to get rid of her.
Right.
We got to get rid of her. She's no good and she's a slag. Because if someone call you and, you know, say something to you, could say, okay, enough is enough, and don't answer the person no more.
Yes.
But she deleted what happened. She deleted. He can fail to get her phone record and see what she said to him.
Exactly.
It's not going to be an easy case, as she think.
Yes. I reckon that too.
Because everything you said on the phone is in the cloud.
Yes. That's correct.
It's just like like right now, I didn't get 3 months' money last year.
Yes.
And what the bank told me, it's in the cloud flying. When they get my money, they will give it to me. They didn't steal it. Somehow it get, you know, it must have gone the wrong way around. I would get it back. It's in the cloud, so that Mr. Walsh don't have to worry. Get her record, supreme her record. She's a nasty piece of dirty JLP work.
Huh.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right. You're welcome, Sister Winnie. You're welcome. You're more than welcome, my dear. Yes, you know, well, Sister Winnie is spitting some fire there, right? And I do agree with her very much, right? Because you have the woman movement in the People's National Party. Let us think about it and let us argue this. That if you are so-called, you know, getting harassed, as she claimed, right? Then from day one, why didn't you go to the woman movements in the People's National Party and have it reported? And then you make that happening over a prolonged period until now you're coming out. And look where you're gone to. You're gone to Big Mama that you know definitely is a JLP spin machine. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Well, as Sister Winnie said, she may be a mole. Well, I mean, when you look on her behavior and her action, right, how it possible, like Sister Winnie, think the same thing? Is she a mole? I don't know, right? Because, I mean, you have section within the People's National Party that she can report it to. But she chose not. So then, I mean, if reported it to the woman movement, they could investigate, right, and look into the situation and deal with it accordingly. But she chose not to do that. She went over the propaganda media. That, for me, you understand, is highly suspicious. I don't know what other people thinking. I'm just using my critical thinking skills to that. That, to me, right, is really critical. At one point, right, she was asked if she reported it through all the mediums, and she said yes. And when Cliff Hughes dug in and asked her specifically now if she had reported it to the woman's movement, she said no. Simply mean that she's lying. Right? So, right, that is it. Now, so let me just, in terms of priority issues that is concerning where Dross Davis now take up the no burner, right? Something that is so insignificant, right? Has no interest as it relates to the country's development. But they don't want to address the critical issues, right? And put them out. Now, look at this, George Davis. These are some of the issues that I think you should be addressing if you so-called a media that dealing with transparency and balance. But no, you choose not to deal with this situation. Now, let us look at this document. Let me just bring it up for the people. Okay, let me just see if I can expand that so that you can see it all. This is a very serious situation in Jamaica. Claim farmer particulars of claim. Right, if you notice, between Latoya Campbell and Dr. Carl Bruce. Dr. Carl Bruce, right, is ruling over a sea of corruption. Right? Here it is. The claimant Latoya Campbell, a critical care registered nurse of 1505A Spalding Boulevard, White Marlin Parish of St. Catherine, claims against who? The first defendant? Dr. Carl Bruce, a neurosurgeon of MIMS. Hold on, let me talk. Hold on, because them say first defendant Carl Bruce, a neurosurgeon. Information out there, you know, said Dr. Carl Bruce did not pass his neurosurgeon course, you know. I know me say that, you know, people. His other professional neurosurgeon, you know, I should gather that clip before I come on the live, you know, to play it for make people hear. That Dr. Carl Bruce had failed his neurosurgeon course, so he's not really a neurosurgeon, you know. I see them having bigging him up here as neurosurgeon. Right? Now, second defendant, the University Hospital of West Indies, a body corporate established under the University Hospital Act. Now, we could go in at the particulars of the claim. Let us go into the particulars of the claims, people. And now, let us speak volume now. This is what we want. A nationwide news network, a Draws Davis and all of them over there, to be speaking on critical issues that affects the nation. Not something that you are going to spear fishing. You're going to be, not spear fishing. You're going to be net fishing, just cast a broad net. You understand? Because you want to just speak anything negative against the People's National Party. If you just bring down the People's National Party and not addressing the issues of concern that affecting the nation. Read my lips. Read my lips, Draws Davis. Issues that are affecting the nation. Not heresy and pasa want to mix up, you know. How does that contribute, right, to solid improvement of our society? So come here, Draws Davis. Right? We can't call upon Big Mama, you know, because I don't even know if him can see. Now, the first defendant is Dr. Carl Bruce, a neurosurgeon whose business address is MIMS, UA Ring Road, Kingston 7 in the parish of St. Andrew. He was at all material times of this case employed to the second defendant as its servant or agent, which is the university. All right. Now, on or about 12 of May 2023, the claimant was at work on the premises of the second defendant, which she was at University Hospital of the West Indies, when she was performing her duties by attending to a patient in cubicle number 2 of intensive care unit B. The first defendant as a servant, and agent of the second defendant, which is called Bruce, who is working at the University of Hospital of West Indies, thereafter entered the cubicle and exchanged words with the claimant concerning the patient's condition. Now, the claimant continued her duties, attending to the patient, whilst the first defendant, which is called Bruce, directed questions to the patient. The first defendant, which is called Bruce, then informed the claimant that she should not do two things at once, to which the claimant responded that she was not doing so. At that time, the claimant's sole activity was checking the patient's pupil. Listen to people. Whilst present in the said cubicle, the claimant observed the patient nasogastric tube falling from his nose. So she proceeded to remove the old tape that had held it in place to apply new tape to secure it. At that time, without warning and more importantly, without the claimant's consent, the first defendant, which is called Bruce, with this level of aggression, grabbed onto the claimant's hand and shove her away from the patient. Now, you do all of this in front of the patient? Call Bruce. You do all of this in front of the patient? You know no behavior. There's nothing about you responding to the claimant's disapproval of his action. The first defendant stated, I am in charge and you should wait until I am finished. Then, hold on now, a pissing contest you know? Pissing contest. Everybody knows that you carry the balls. And you carry the balls in the master. Everybody's supposed to, well, I'm not even sure if you have, I'm going to say, the claimant contends that the actions of the first defendant amounted to assault and battery. Of course, you assaulted the woman. For which the second defendant, as his employer, is vicariously liable. The claimant reported the said incident to Mr. Dwayne Nelson, Senior Director of Human Resource of the second defendant, which is the hospital, thereafter on or about 19th of May 2023. But we're going to disturb people. The second defendant, which is the hospital, then chairman, Mr. Wayne Chai Chung, told the claimant to seek such psychological counseling as she required for the situation, and that the second defendant will reimburse her for the expense of such treatment upon presentation of invoices. So the university hospital will do that, will reimburse her, which is the second defendant. The claimant will contend that the words of Mr. Chai Chung amounted to a lawful offer made by him on behalf of the second defendant, which offer she orally accepted and thereafter accepted by her conduct in seeking counseling and submitting her invoices to the second defendant for payment. Now, due to the conflict of interest that arises, the second defendant's psychiatric department declined to assist the claimant in seeking assistance. You hear that now, people? This resulted in the claimant employing external assistance from the Caribbean Center for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, where she was seen and treated by Dr. Patricia Prescott. Remember, you know, the man rough up the woman, you know, a hungry woman, you understand, aggressively, you know, and the woman goes seek psychological treatment, and it seems like they don't want to pay fee. Now, in breach of the second defendant's agreement, because they agreed and she went and she spoke to Dr. Chai, you understand, and Dr. Chai instructed her what to do and send the receipt, you understand, to the hospital, and the hospital will pay up, and now you have objection there. In the breach of the second defendant's agreement to reimburse the claimant, the second defendant has failed or refused to reimburse the sum of $125,000 what the woman spent because of how Bruce, you understand, handle the woman body. That the claimant has paid to date for psychological assistance when the receipts for the same were presented. Now on May 29, May 23, the claimant submitted a disciplinary complaint against the first defendant, which is Mr. Bruce, by way of a letter, right, of the set date from her attorneys at law, HRC law. However, in breach of the express or implied terms of the claimant's contract of employment, the second defendant decided on or about 27th of July 2023 that it would not initiate such proceedings against the first defendant. Why? Why not cover up that defendant for his infraction? Why? How you mean you not do that? How you mean you not do that? The cover up wrongdoing, that you not do. Instead, the second defendant accepted an apology that the first defendant had given as communicated in its letter dated 27-23. How you mean the first defendant? What are the people? How you mean? Let me read this. It would not that about 27 July 2023, right? That it would not initiate such proceeding against the first defendant, which is Bruce, which is Bruce, for his infraction. You understand what she did to the nurse? Instead, the second defendant accepted an apology that the first defendant had given as communicated in its letter dated. So then hold on there. Then who the apology is supposed to be given? The apology is supposed to be given to the university of the hospital, or the apology is supposed to be given to the nurse. You understand? And it is the nurse, if the nurse is going to accept the apology. And you claim an apology was given to the hospital, and the hospital, whosoever the apology give, they accepted. But not easy. Not easy. The claimant will say that the said decision was without due process, right? In breach of her contractual and legal rights to natural justice, of course, particularly a right to be heard and treated fairly within the workplace. Within the workplace, but you not gone behind our back. Did what you not did. And said that you are not going to proceed against the first defendant. So now you file 13, the complaint. That is wrong. And then, have a little tribunal to say, okay, let us deal with the situation to provide a sense of fairness at the workplace. Want to see what they go on? Want to see what they go on at the workplace? And Dr. Bruce, with him level of arm abuse, me here say very aggressive, Dr. Bruce. Me here say very aggressive, And your angry staff, them bad, Me hear that too, Now, the said actions of the first defendant have caused the claimant physical and mental harm, and have caused her to incur expenses for which the second defendant, right, is vicariously liable as follows. Now, my Jamaican people, these are the issues that Big Mama, right, and Draws Davis to address, right? Now, Mr. Bruce involved in a lot of hanky-panky. Mr. Bruce, one of the hanky-pankies that you involved in is the neurosurgical drilling, where you could have paid $5,000 US, and you end up paying, right, so-called $31 million. These are the issues that mainstream media must speak on. You don't hear mainstream media speak on them. You see why the people them leave mainstream media. These are the issues of concern as it relates to our money being spent, taxpayer money being spent, and who is at the helm doing that, avoiding certain procurement procedures, right? Breaching the procurement guidelines. And these are the issues that need to be addressed. But Draws Davis not find that. as priority. George Davis find time now to poke into Vaz situation, right, and buy out the people in business and take side. This is what they do. Now, social media, right? We don't run our affairs like that. We don't run our affairs like that. If you go on a lonesome program anytime, you are getting facts, right? You go on a Andre, you go on a Mystic Sensation, right? A Attack for the Press, right? A ABR, right? Bolo, you name it. You are going to get, right, the source of the information. So we are present that. That is how, if mainstream media is not moving, right, there have to be a paradigm shift as it relates to, certain way how mainstream media, like a Big Mama, you understand, hinge on to the politics and politically biased, and his only interest, you understand, is to lie the Jamaica Labour Party into power. Well, Father God not sleeping. Want to see what Father God do with him. Right? Yeah. For those who want plead them sympathy, okay, I feed them business that. Me move on. Right? Me move on from that. Me could go down in a more story here, people. Because we don't play now. Now, let us get into the next situation here. In terms of, all right, I have a call coming in. Let me just answer this caller. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead.
Blessed afternoon, Godfather.
Blessings, my brother.
Yeah. So on the topic we're upon, just a few things.
Yes.
Do you know the doctor they call Dr. Hunter?
Yes, I heard. I don't know him. I heard the name before.
Okay, so let me tell you, yes, one of the specific things you read, which was the fact that Bruce has never passed a neurosurgeon test. That's one of the reasons, the statements they made of the reason why they suspended that doctor and suspended his license was because he spoke about that.
Okay.
He came into the media and he spoke about it, saying that.
All right, so hold on the caller, because I'm glad you calling. So you are validating what I said, right? To be communicated by that experienced neurosurgeon.
Yes.
Okay.
He said it more than once. The first time he spoke about it was on Andre Stevens' program, and I was listening it.
Yes.
And he said it. He said it to Andre Stevens to the point where Andre Stevens was like, "Are you sure that this man has never?" He said that he has never passed a test before.
Whoa.
Never. He's not a neurosurgeon.
Whoa.
He was placed there because of this whole corruptional situation.
Now, man, you just turn up the program. You just turn up the program, my brother. You just turn up the program. People don't hear this. What on the caller? People don't hear that. People, what are they? What on the caller? Just stay. I want to ask George Davis and Big Mama this and mainstream media. Any investigation being done as it relates to Dr. Bruce, so-called neurosurgeon? Have you guys done any investigation to find out if that is true? And why is he practicing, right, under such responsibility? Why is he practicing? This is a very serious situation, and this is serious corruption, This is very serious corruption. So, NNN, George Davis, mainstream media, Zara Burton, and the old journalists who we see that take on Margolin as it relates to the press conference yesterday. Right? Me no listening. So me they ask you, no, based on what you have just heard, and we are speaking about Dr. Bruce, right? Not being a certified neurosurgeon, right? But yet, he's there doing procurement. He's there even working on people. Mighty God. Is there working on people, and the Jamaica Labour Party government allow him to do it? Caller, please proceed.
second thing that they also added to the reason why they suspended him, they're saying that he's lying about the doctor do his procedure, but there was a filing. I think a filing was released. I don't remember if Andre's program is Seaga, but there was a filing that was released, and the same doctor came on Andre program the night when it was being released and speak on, and tell us that the reason why nobody wasn't seeing the Governor General was because he was the one who did the Governor General procedure, and the type of bones he was using to do the procedure was things that will hurt you in the long run. Hence the reason why the Governor General takes so long to recover.
People on
these things are factual.
Hold on the caller. People, you know hear what the caller say? People, you know they hear what the caller say? What the caller is speaking about is you have someone doing neurosurgical work who is not certified in that field. Mighty God.
He was placed there by Christopher Tufton. Every single one.
Hold on there. What you just say a while ago?
He was placed there by Christopher Tufton. Every single one
Mighty
of them
God.
that is at the UA hospital right now. It is because of when the CEO that resigned, which sent in a request of how he would like to change the administration to make the hospital much better.
Yes.
And Christopher Tufton ruled against it. It was in that same region of time.
Whoa.
When he changing the entire administration, that man came about.
So Christopher Tufton installed him there.
He installed everybody that's there.
Mighty God. People not hear that?
A whole new administration he created when the CEOs resigned, who wanted a change to bring difference and brand new perspective to the hospital that would help it stay sustainable. And he ruled against it, and that was the reason why the CEO resigned. So there comes now Bruce and all of them. We're a friend for this. Maybe we can do the hospital as always say them I do it. No.
What the?
Because he placed them there. And when Dr. Hunter just started talking about this thing, everybody has said the man a madman. I said because him just get suspension, him come and attack all these things, but there it is now on paper.
Whoa.
It's true.
Mighty God. Well, Carla, you have anything more to share with us?
No, well, we did really want Carla that, you know. That's me always watching her. I mean, as a God in the chat.
Oh, as a God, big up yourself, my brother.
Yeah, so you know, they see that part there, I say, you know what? I've been a study and I listen to what when it comes to this.
Yes.
I didn't believe the Honda say because there's no way you're a neurosurgeon and you don't have a proof of certification to say it. I did my exam, this is what I do, that, and the third. And when you check him name, it said, but when you go on this, because I think them said there's a site where you can go on for say, like, where you do your schooling and all that stuff. And there's nothing on his name that say he was certified.
But Carla, now, as we speak on that matter, that would more have something to do with the HR body.
Yes.
So
yes, that's what I'm saying. When they placed the new CEO there, they placed people who are going to generate the type of people Tufton bring to them. So they're going to accept that instead of looking into their paperwork to say, all right, this person is certified or not. You know how them do things already.
Yes.
They don't need no procurement to check your background to see if you really can do the work, to see if you're really certified. Have you really done the test? You know what I mean? All these practicality where me and you, if we go to one job, we get that job. Literally, them go do your background check to see if you qualify.
Yes.
And to my understanding, there was no background check. Them just put him there because guess what? That's what.
No, man. We can't. Jamaica, we can't have this. We can't have this. Now, Big Mama, Draws Davis, and all of who over there, Uno hear this. You are going to tell me now that this is in the media space. As a matter of fact, as according to the caller, this was communicated on a partner draw TV. You know? And you know, so partner draw TV is one of the medium that, as a matter of fact, pull one of the biggest audience. So you can't say uno hear, you know. When you look on a partner draw TV, you're talking about an average 10,000 people tune in and chat. So then you can't say, uno hear anything like this, you know. That media, journalists, I am calling up on you guys. As a matter of fact, calling up also on the politician. And you know what? Let me say this for the opposition as well. The opposition need to dig into this because we just simply cannot have someone who is not certified, not qualified, and plus executing surgeries and all of that. No man, we can't have this. Christopher Tufton, hey, me say you should lose your job like yesterday. Christopher Tufton, Christopher Tufton, you know, you're not like this. You haven't heard anything like this. To check with the HR, to have an understanding whether or not this allegation is true or false.
He knows. Why you think him never do film surgery?
What you're on now?
He went overseas. He knows.
So then hold on then now, caller. So Christopher Tufton has according to what you said, that he's aware of the situation. And that is one of the reasons why he take himself and not do no surgery here in Jamaica.
Overseas, yes.
Oh.
When everybody have the up store when they saw him and the lady when he get the $80 million contract.
Okay.
That was did overseas. That's why she was there with him.
What a pussa for me this morning. What a bangarang this year.
That's what he did. He came over here to do a surgery in New York.
Okay. All right. You know what? Since let me ask the commissioner of police, because the commissioner of police to pursue the senior superintendent for something that the superintendent had carried out in 2022. The DPP, the police commissioner, know you this year? This is the health crisis, you know. If you have someone doing neurosurgical surgery and has not been qualified to do so, what nothing say that's a problem? You don't think that it is it's a heavy exposure as it relates to critical care? Not believe that? So then, but Carla, the whole of this is a scamming then.
All right, to the point now where like home service. So if
Super Jesus help with.
Yeah, no, then him, you know, him do him look a thing and help you out and send you home back. That's how him work right now. Because you know them have been on suspension to speak the truth. Yeah, and that's what I said. This is the only way everybody pay a platform. I see somebody say it on a platform, which I think it makes sense. You see, if you can get contact with him and let him come on the program,
yes,
he can explain it more to you and you will understand. I was literally listening.
I would like to have him on my program. If anyone have that contact and I can get in touch with that person, I would love for that contact to be given. All right. But Carla, right, I want to say big thanks for your input. Your input are so valuable. Because we have to decide where we take it from here. We now go allow him to continue.
Nah, it can't.
And we have to make the opposition get onto this. Comrade Leader Mark Golin, right? If you are listening, sir, right, make this becomes one of your priority, my boss.
It needs to be. It needs to be. You see, if Jamaica no wake up, you know, them not trouble, you know. if Jamaica no wake up, and you know what the hurtfulest part is?
Yes, Mr.
As somebody who grew up in the country for so long and understand
yes, I'm on the live now.
Growing up as a youth, nobody could take nobody at all for food, no matter how much of a
Hold
politician.
on, Dr. Roger Hunter, I want you. Carla, hold on. As a matter of fact, right, because you bring miracle to us today, you know, Dr. Carl Hunter is on the line right now. Let me just put,
All right, no problem.
Dr. Roger Hunter, let me just put Dr. Roger Hunter on the line right about no. Dr. Roger Hunter, do you see a number running across the screen there? I would love for you to call me on the number. You call me on my personal number here. Okay, all right. You know what? All right, let me take out the earpiece out of my head because I want the people in here. Let me take out the earpiece and disconnect myself from the from that and put you on the volume so that they can hear you. Hold on, Dr. Hunter. Hold on. Okay, so that is disconnected. All right. Let me put this. All right, Dr. Hunter. Speak to us, Dr. Hunter. You're on here.
I am ashamed of my country.
Oh my God.
I am ashamed of the University Hospital of the West Indies.
Wow.
Totally ashamed. I have been warning and telling people about this man's behavior for like 26 years. 26 years. This man say him not afraid of nobody. And nobody can't tell him nothing. Paul Bruce, he's not afraid of nobody. Nobody can't tell him nothing.
Dr. Hunter, before you get, hold on, Dr. Hunter. Hold on, Dr. Hunter, because where I want you to begin, before you start to speak on the issue, I want to get something out of I want to get the elephant out of the room. As it relates to your observation, Dr. Hunter, do you have any awareness that this man is not certified as it relates to neurosurgeon?
He cannot go to any first world country and claim any certification in neurosurgery.
Mighty God.
He has to stay within the Caribbean basin because the doctorate of medicine neurosurgery was created for the Caribbean basin out of CARICOM.
Yes.
But it's not recognized in America, in Canada, or in the UK as a degree for you to go on to become a consultant there.
Yes.
Yet he is boasting and saying, oh, he's a skull-based fellow in this and skull-based. Listen, the man was sent to Canada to train, to continue his training, but they had to lie about it.
Whoa.
They had to tell a lie between Ivor Crandon from Guyana and Ren Holness from Jamaica.
Yes.
They had to lie to the Canadians and say that he had finished his training. Because the Canadians were not going to take him unless he had finished his training. And that was sometime around 2000, 2001. That was a big lie. He was just maybe a third of the way during his training.
Okay, so all right, let me ask you the next question. As it relates to Christopher Tufton, as it relates to his awareness that Dr. so-called Carl Bruce is not certified in neurosurgery, and the ministry
No. He's certified for the CARICOM.
For the CARICOM.
So he can go to Barbados and Trinidad and so on and so forth.
Oh, okay.
But what we are talking about,
yes,
is behavior.
Wow.
It's his behavior.
the university hospital took taxpayers' money. They had to pay for him to go to Canada because Canada does not pay your salary whilst you learn up there. You have to come with your own funding.
Yes.
And the University Hospital of the West Indies, at that time, it would be people like Peter Fletcher, who is dead now, would authorize money to be paid every month so that Carl Bruce can go to Canada and pretend like he had finished his training to continue his training, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Right, and one of his trainers up there looked at me and said, Roger, do not be like Carl Bruce.
Whoa.
Mike Cusimano. Do not be like Carl Bruce. His own trainer.
Yes.
Had found problems with this fellow. But cursing, bad words, belittling people, shouting,
Wow.
screaming at them, hitting them. He assaulted me physically. He's arrested as of the 31st of March 2025. I said to Patrick Hilton from NCB, now at UA, the man is arrested. How can he be on the board?
Wow.
The man is arrested. How can he still be in a job? Go and clear your name and then come back.
Well,
He assaulted me.
I can,
over my body.
Doc, I think I can answer that question for you. He can be on the board because remember that Jamaica is a banana republic.
No, not good enough. Not good enough. This is not what our forefathers fought for. This is not what Frome. This was not what Frome was about. This was not what Sam Sharp Square was about.
Exactly.
This was not what Morant Bay was about. This fella from Pepper in St. Elizabeth, I think his mother is Phyllis Mitchell. She died recently. Should come from St. Elizabeth to come claim ownership of University Hospital as if he owns it. My problem with him, you see, is something called jealousy. Bad mind, downright jealousy.
Wow.
When I sat my exams, either top in my class or in the second position.
Yes.
In medicine and therapeutics, I was number 1. They gave me the Glasgow Award for being able to examine and interrogate a patient and arrive at a diagnosis in 1996, 30 years ago. Then I went on to the US board exams and got the top categorical match for the Ivy League systems in Colombia. I was the top for the whole world for that hospital. From India, Egypt, Africa, America, you name it, want it. The island states like, the offshores in Grenada, St. Lucia.
Yes.
I was the number 1 for Colombia. But due to a failure on my part,
yes,
in that I trusted this fellow, Ivor Cradon, who has 0 qualifications in neurosurgery. He has none. Not 1 qualification in neurosurgery. 0. He has a beginner's driver's license, and that's it. It's called FRCS. You begin. It's not end.
Yes.
He has sat no exam in neurosurgery. None. Not 1. And if the University of the West Indies think they can make up a DM for him in 1995, they are condemning their souls to hell.
Okay.
Has none.
All right. Explain to our listeners. Hold on, doctor. Explain to our listeners what a DM is, because they want to follow you.
The DM is a CARICOM's postgraduate exam
Okay.
create specialists for the Caribbean.
Yes.
Because I realized that if you are a highly trained specialist like myself,
Yes.
your tendency is that you go to greener pastures.
Okay.
So they created a specialist exam that perhaps wasn't at the same level as Cornell or Johns Hopkins.
Yes.
And so you would be more inclined to stay locally. And it worked.
Okay.
It worked because most of the specialists in Jamaica now are graduates of the doctorate of medicine,
Yes.
including Carboos. That's
Okay.
the only qualification neurosurgery has, a doctorate of medicine in Carboos.
Yes.
In doctorate of medicine in neurosurgery.
Yes.
Ivor Crandon has none. 0. His classmate, Elizabeth Dawson Hugh, has a final qualification in neurosurgery in England.
Yes.
Ivor Crandon has none. I personally have the doctorate of medicine in neurosurgery, the local one, West Indian.
Okay.
I have the British final fellowship in neurosurgery, which I got in record time. And I have both the primary and the final European boards of neurosurgery. And in the final exam, I got a top mark. I was a top student.
Yes.
And I was awarded the Bratman Award. There is nobody else in the world that has that combination. Nobody. I'm the only one.
But let me ask you a question, since you have all of these accolades, really great. Why are you not at the helm?
Bad mind. Bad mind. I heard certain people saying that, oh, them should get the Bratman Award, but never stop you. Them should get honors in medicine, but never stop you. Them should get honors in ONG. I didn't stop you.
Exactly.
Them should get honors in pathology and microbiology. They failed. How can you have somebody who failed pathology, microbiology, virology talking about coronavirus? This is who Tufton was relying on.
Almighty God.
It shows you the strength of his ability to discern.
Yeah. But let me say something to you, Doc. Let me say something to you.
He's the right person.
Let me say something to you. All right, let me say something to you. Christopher Tufton would have been, who is the minister of the Ministry of Health, right? He would have been,
wellness in it.
Health and wealth, yes. He would have been aware of
wellness in it.
Wellness. Yes.
There's no wellness in it.
Oh, there's no wellness in it. Okay, all right. Okay, I get you. Now, he would have been aware of all your accolades. And if you want to move the Ministry of Health, right, in terms of a progressive way, an advanced way, you want to give and offer the best service. Why did he choose Bruce as opposed to you? So obviously, the JLP, exactly, because they don't deal with meritocracy. Would you say that?
Andrew Holness, back in 2005, when he was opposition spokesman on education, said he believes in a meritocracy, and that's what he's going to put in place when he becomes Minister of Education or becomes the Prime Minister. Well, guess what? He has not fulfilled his pledge.
Mighty goodness.
He has not put in a meritocracy.
Because obviously,
time and time again, Christopher Tufton has fallen down. How many errors can you make? Not one new hospital.
Wow.
Cornwall isn't finished. Princess Margaret is a wreck. Falmouth is a wreck.
Christ.
University Hospital is a thiefdom. Thiefdom. Carl Bruce believes that he owns it. he should not be allowed through the door, through the gates of that hospital again, and should be sent packing home.
Wow.
He had a friend by the name of Kingsley Chin, and the two of them were happily operating together at the university hospital, doing non-FDA approved procedures. Right?
Yes.
And Kingsley Chin, man from Pittsfield, Yale, Harvard, boast big board, billboard size picture of himself, formed a company called Spine Frontier.
Yes.
And paid kickbacks to the doctors, and it is alleged that Carl Bruce received kickbacks of federal money.
Woo!
Several doctors went to jail.
Wow.
In the United States. And Kingsley Chin is currently serving a custodial sentence in the United States.
Mighty goodness.
Pittsfield, Harvard, Yale University Hospital. Professor from UTech, serving a jail sentence, but it wasn't that they allowed him to serve it at his home.
Yes.
Criminal convict.
You know, since you're on that,
Bruce's friend.
okay, since you're on that subject,
Bruce's friend.
I want to ask you something. That let me just ask you something. I want to ask you something because as a neurosurgeon personnel, when it comes to a neurosurgical drill, what is the cost for a neurosurgical drill?
You have various costs, but there's no neurosurgical drill that costs $31 million. None.
Okay, so you hit the nail off of the head because you know where I'm going.
It doesn't exist. You should be talking about anywhere from
Mighty God.
5,000, maybe up to 10,000, depending on what you want. The bits.
So
but
no
way should US dollars, but no way should be charging you $31 million Jamaican dollars.
Whoa.
That's graft. That's corruption at its highest. I've been telling
Mighty God.
What's his name? Dawes. I've been informing Dawes because this is my area of expertise.
Yes.
That there's just no way it is possible for EM whatever drill to cost that much. It's not possible. I've been informing him. I was a consultant in London, and I worked at the London Hospital, the Royal London St. Bartholomew Hospital, and the private hospital called Princess Grace Hospital. Anything you want, anything I need, I get. But say I want this, so let it be said, so let it be done. It's given unto me. So but say I want a drill, they're drilling next door. Now you think they would say that if the drill costs $500,000 US, they would give me a drill so easily? No, of course not. That drill, maximum. If you call Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, that's where Medtronic, who is the seller of the drill, they build the drill.
Yes.
Medtronic.
Yes.
They will tell you that drill not going to cost more than $30,000 US.
Mighty goodness.
If they have it in stock. And this is what Colonel Charles Potter, what's his name? Forget his name. Right?
Yes.
Oversaw. Wentworth Charles.
Yes.
This is what he oversaw. Sarah is simply not fit for purpose. Not fit for purpose.
But you know my thing.
We need to reconfigure these regional health authorities and get rid of them. Jamaica is just 2.7 to 1.8 million people. We just need one Ministry of Health. We need 4 regional health authorities to get rid of them.
Yeah, the problem that I have with this 31 million drill. Why did the permanent secretary sign off on this?
Permanent secretaries they shuffle them around and they boss them around. We know how the runnings go.
Wow.
We have if we have a Bruce Golding being able to replace the Governor General, so that we have to be paying a full salary of what's his name? The Governor General, Michael Holding's sister is married to him.
Yes.
Kenneth Hall. Nothing wrong with Kenneth Hall. Why should we be paying him full Governor General salary? But Bruce Golding insisted that he wanted to go. And here we are with a Governor General who is limping with a stick. An operation I heard allegedly was performed by Carl Bruce.
There you go.
Who was not fully trained. He spent 1 year and 10 months in Canada. He's not a fully fellowship trained doctor. Not at all. Don't let him fool you.
Whoa.
He's not trained in complex spinal surgery. I am. He was never a complex spinal surgeon consultant overseas. I was.
So why are you not there at the helm, Jamaican people? Hold on to that. I want you to listen to the doctor keenly, in terms of his expertise. But yet Christopher Tufton, as it relates to also Andrew Owner, speaking about meritocracy, right? Putting people as it relates to the required skill set in that area to function as it relates to their skill set. But Bruce.
Kenneth Moore had a simple tumor on the surface of his brain.
Wow.
3 neurosurgeons, Ivor Crandon, Ren Holness, and one that is not even half as trained, Peter Charles, operate on the man's head, take out a tumor. After surgery, the man can't wake up. He's in a coma. When I said him, let's send him for a CT scan. The CT scan is broken at university. You have to put him in a minibus. I can't call it an ambulance. Put him in a minibus and drive him down to Bruce Golding's brother's place. That's in front of Andrews. It's gone now. Bruce, what's his name? Usain Bolt has built a massive structure there. No. But it was a health facility where a CT scan was done.
Yes.
That showed that there was bleeding why he wasn't waking up. And they had to rush him back up Hope Road, up into Old Hope Road, open back his head, take the blood clot off his head. Remember, that Kenneth Moore, deputy Prime Minister, is the brother-in-law to Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister.
Wow.
And we heard the other day that Horace Chang had a little bit of a hiccup.
Yes.
Yes, so the fact is, sadly, Kenneth Moore died directly as a consequence of surgery for a tumor that is fairly straightforward on the surface of the brain.
Lord
He should have been
Jesus.
done. He should have been given awake brain surgery. Awake brain surgery has been alive and well in Africa for 3,000 years. Persons without their history don't know a clue about their future.
So all of what you are saying here today to us, that the system is not about service, it's about nepotism, skullduggery, and cronyism.
And money thieving, corruption. Corruption. How can you be commandeering equipment to yourself as if it's your equipment? You didn't build the ICU extension B. It was the Hendricksons and the other big money business people. You didn't build the planning room. You didn't give it was John and Jenny Greaves who gave the Brain Lab image guidance systems. You didn't dip in your pocket and do anything like that.
Wow.
But yet you possess it as if you own it. I, on the other hand, to perform my practice in neurosurgery, I have to own my equipment. I have to go on the capital markets and seek funding and purchase these equipment. And thanks to the Omnibus program of 2012, between the IMF and the government of Jamaica then on the Peter Phillips Bush bill, they said that no duty and no GCT should be charged on medical items entering the country. So what happened at University Hospital was that the GCT waiver and duty waiver was used to bring the equipment into the country, and then a company that is yet to be named sold back those equipment to the University Hospital.
Unbelievable.
As if they paid duty.
Unbelievable.
I can't make it up. This is not something that you just say, oh, at Jamaica. This is something where people go to jail.
Yes.
The only conclusion is prison.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
The only conclusion is prison. Because when you have people dying 3 days in a wheelchair, no, I set up a little home. By the way, hospital is not mentioned in Jamaica's constitution, just to educate people. It's not mentioned.
Whoa.
So I set up a little home, but it's not a house that you can live in. It's a home to care for people and to do really high standard surgery. In fact, I did a very high standard surgery recently.
Yes.
That the person said, oh yes, he's so happy the pain is gone. Person from Mandeville. And as a matter of fact, I presented it to the head of neurosurgery at Harvard and his resident, and to Liverpool, Walton Center in Liverpool. If you know the Walton Center in Liverpool, you will know that this is one of the best neurosurgery centers in the world. It has 10 operating theaters just for neurosurgery, nothing else. Just for neurosurgery. And it has 5 operating theaters just for pediatric neurosurgery. So that's 15 operating theaters alone. So I'm not saying it's for general surgery as well, or no. These are dedicated only for neurosurgery. These are who are my friends. These are my friends. In fact, they still call me boss.
Whoa.
So when I come back to Jamaica, I think that, oh, well, but every time you make a progress to these hospitals, like say Andrews, or they get arrogant and they believe that they can do it, and then they then sell you out, stab you in the back, go behind your back, talk to the patient's relatives to try to steal the patients from you. See, when you go to medical associates, you have nurses who have never left Jamaica, never trained at all. Thankfully they're gone now, call themselves director, telling you how neurosurgery must go. You go to Not All. Yes. I literally had to take them to the Supreme Court because the Bishop of Kingston and the Bishop of the West Indies, Howard Gregory, refused to intervene so that 2 children could be treated. It's Justice Sykes I had to use to treat them. So we are seeing a pattern of skullduggery. Yes. Not All owes the people of Jamaica $650 million, according to Garth Minot, who wrote a paper in the article in the paper on Sunday. $650 million in taxes. And according to Garth Minot, Vincent Lawrence went and behind the back got the government to write off $650 million in taxes to the people. That's Not All. It has so much land, the government could come on and commandeer some of their land.
Oh, yes.
So I was happily at St. Joseph's because it's just skullduggery and mismanagement all around. You see, have these non-doctors chairing the board. They don't have any idea what they're doing. I don't have strong people who work in places of excellence who are prepared to say no. The doctors at university hospitals have said no to Carl Bruce years ago. His behavior is legendary. His mouth is filthy. Filthy. Worse than a cesspool.
Well, they want him there.
Attacks people.
They want him there.
And he failed multiple exams.
Wow, look at that.
This is who the minister chooses as an advisor. Somebody who is a failure.
Well, I mean, he's the person can.
What does that say about the minister?
Well, there you go.
Judgment.
There you go.
I know $521 million missing. You have a CEO that would be coming from overseas, well trained and understand and au fait in how a hospital should run. And instead they use somebody locally who has no overseas experience in running a hospital.
Yes.
Mitchell.
But
to oversee the disappearance of $521 million along with Carl Bruce. Because as I'm told, Carl Bruce and Mitchell were the two people authorized to sign off certain checks.
Yes.
Carl Bruce would often say, only buy this equipment from medical technologies. I had to step in to help a friend recently from Jamaica College. Tell him that no, don't go there, go to Surgics. They're ripping off the country.
But Dr.
That's why he was able to save $70,000.
Dr. Christopher Tufton.
Medical technology in Northside Plaza.
Yeah, hold on to that. Dr. Christopher Tufton said he should not be blamed. And
he's a coward. So I treated his teacher, Viola Dixon, may her soul rest in peace.
Yes.
And she told me all about him. She told me everything about him. When he was a little boy, he was mischievous. She had to use corporal punishment on him several times.
Wow.
And she told me all about him. The son, well, said the child is the father of the man.
Wow, geez.
So he is the coward. He's trying to let the chips fall where they may. He's trying to separate himself from his fellow Manchester High School alum, Carl Bruce. That's what he's trying to do.
But let me just ask you something, sir. Let me ask something
it's
now.
Not going to work.
I
have 70 dialysis machines.
Yes.
I said to them, listen, dialysis is short in Jamaica. I'm prepared to come in partnership with the government, Sarah,
yes,
at St. Joseph's and restart dialysis. You know what Dunstan Bryan, after speaking with Christopher Tufton, said? They can't work with me because I told them I didn't support the vaccine.
Huh?
Yes, I didn't support the vaccine. Before they ask why somebody who has so much accolades, so many accolades,
yes,
did not support these vaccines. Because they broke the first rule of medicine, above all, do no harm. And you see this run of deaths that we're seeing? Chat core. There's so many, I can't even mention them. I have to concentrate. About 10 people of renown died in the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
These are side effects of the vaccine.
Wow.
Because it caused blood clots and strokes and heart attacks. And people in the music industry and in the entertainment industry and in the broadcasting industry, they more than the average would be forced to take the vaccine if they want to work or to travel overseas. And we're not hearing the last of it as yet. And I try to tell them that early treatment is the foundation of medicine.
Yes.
Not vaccination. Not vaccination. Treat early. No not listen to Hunter, because Hunter never supported the vaccines. And because he never supported the COVID vaccine from hell, we're not going to work with him with any needed dialysis machines. And here people are dying for the want of dialysis. And my dialysis machines have been on the port, on the wharf. You can ask Brother Ricketts for almost 2 years. 40 containers, 14 40-foot containers. You can ask Brother Ricketts. You can ask Kirk Benjamin.
So, so you are saying that have you gotten those containers? So you haven't gotten those containers as yet? Mighty God.
No. People coming with their burial and militia relief and got their containers. Do you see the extent to which they're trying to spite me?
Whoa.
Because Carl Bruce is the advisor to the minister. And perhaps Carl Bruce should have gotten the Brackman Award for Europe.
So as I said, it's strictly bad mind and godful.
Bad mind is called dog-great godful,
corruption and everything.
Name it. Everything in that potpourri.
Mighty goodness. So these people,
the amount of money that went missing during coronavirus, you have no idea. You think this $500 million is anything?
Well, here, Doc, we have the Auditor General, as it relates to the Ministry of Health, over $800 billion unaccounted for.
Well, it's more than that.
Almighty goodness. Wow.
It's more than that. She probably been a little sorry for them.
Huh?
It's more than that. Because when the coronavirus thing broke out, don't you see that this is an emergency? So they had emergency procurement in action.
Wow.
Some people start have 2 cars, one for them wife and one for themselves, brand new. What does that have to do with treating people?
So they robbed the system through emergency contract and direct contract. Wow. Through emergency contract and direct contract, them kill the Jamaican people.
I am saying trillions.
Trillions.
Trillions missing.
Jamaica, want to hear that? Want to hear in this, Jamaica?
And Nigel Clark went to the IMF every 6 months for $500 million US, sinking us further and further and further into debt.
Into debt.
And getting his reward by being appointed one of the 4 managing directors of the IMF. It is not a compliment to say that you have the IMF on your CV. I tell people it is not a compliment.
It's crazy. I heard the Prime Minister.
The 4 managing directors, you get 4 different answers about how the economy should be run.
Oh my goodness. I heard the Prime Minister seems like he's applauding that we are getting $6.7 billion from the IMF.
Let me tell you, I promise you this, my friend. Not you and not me.
Yeah, exactly.
His we is the literal we.
Huh.
Right? Because when you look on the state of Cornwall Regional, Falmouth is barely existing. And my beautiful equipment laid on the wharf, first class, top of the line equipment.
But this is serious in terms of what you are saying here.
Because I didn't support
that. Look, you have containers at the wharf with dialysis machine that the hospital, yes, is short of. And they are not, I don't understand, just to sabotage you, they are making the nation suffer.
Correct.
Just to sabotage you that?
They have no love for the middle. There's no middle class left.
Containers that contain dialysis machine and all of that. And Christopher Tufton, right? Carl Bruce and Andrew Holness sabotaging the Jamaican people as a result of, you understand, being vindictive to you that.
Don't forget Fitzgerald Mitchell.
No man, this is no Jamaica. I want to listen to this in Jamaica.
Look how the US dealt with Dr. King teaching. Look how the US dealt with him.
Mighty God.
That shows you when you mess with government money, this is what happened to you. They dealt with him wicked.
Well, me want them come for Andrew like yesterday.
Right? Bruce knows a lot. And I need to interrogate him for one whole weekend, giving him only a bottle of water to drink.
Mighty good. The amount of corruption, one entire weekend. The amount of corruption that he involved in. Whoa, Jesus.
Yes,
Jamaica, want to hear this?
Forrest Forbes need to get to work. The head of the fraud squad, he needs to get to work.
I can't wrap my head over the situation as it relates to where you have your containers with all the dialysis machine that the hospital is so in need of. And just to sabotage you, they are sabotaging the entire Jamaican society. This is look here, this is so wrong.
When you read this dossier from some senior doctors at University Hospital, all of them I know, but I am not close with them. I know all of them, but I'm not close with them. They're saying Bruce is taking away equipment from other surgeons, fighting them off for taking out the equipment, preventing other specialties from getting access to the equipment. All of these blatant physical acts, not just verbal acts, because the bad words are there. The bad words are there in front of the patients, in front of the medical students, your niece, your nephew, your cousin, your son, your daughter. The bad words are there. This is who is training our students.
Wow.
And the University of the West Indies is blind to it.
I'm personal home doctor.
Peter Glegg can't open his eyes. What's the name of the principal? Williamson? What's the name of the UWI principal again?
I don't have the name, Doc.
Williamson. One out of the two. He's blind to it. University Hospital needs to be under, I've been saying it for about 3 years. It needs to be in special measures. That's what you do in England. Put on a special measures, bring a committee, and you manage it. And then you will see where the money was being stolen.
Wow.
And then you bring in the police. The police should be in, by the way, by now, to be laying charges.
Yes.
Because it is not hard.
No.
If you bring in something duty free and then sell it back with duty, that's just 1, 2, 3. That's basic for the police.
It's
Carl Bruce taking equipment out of your operation to go to use in his operation as if he owned the equipment is a disgrace. It is. Disgrace. It should be condemned in the strongest possible way, putting your patient at risk.
Yes. While they are ravishing taxpayers' money.
There's a patient by the name of Miss Sweeney. June last year, did surgery on her back. The lady, after surgery, could not walk, paralyzed. He looked on her and said, "Oh, it's a virus that caused it." So in 24 hours a virus could cause you to be paralyzed. Now remember what I told you. He failed virology.
Yes.
So when the lady went to the United States and they examined her for every virus, they found none. They found a broken back, which they had to fix. And thankfully, she's showing improvement.
So then he's now treating the person for the wrong arm.
Who is not properly trained.
Oh my goodness.
And Peter Charles, he is even less properly trained. And he failed even more exams.
And these are the persons who are running the health sector. Crazy.
And I must take you up there. No, just leave me at my home. I'll get treated at my home. Thank you very much. You can worry about your ICU. You can keep your ICU. I have my own ventilators. Thank you very much.
Mighty goodness. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Right?
It is an indictment.
Yes.
The type of governance emblematic of Jamaica. It's a disgrace. United States, they do not go to Jamaica hospitals because the level of healthcare is so poor.
Can I imagine? And Christopher Tufton is now trying to take it away himself. You understand that he cannot be blamed. He is to be blamed for everything.
He is to be blamed for it because Johnson Brand asked him directly, can Roger use St. Joseph's to dialyze patients? In the meantime, the procedures are there. He said no, because him didn't support him with the vaccine.
What?
And now we've seen so many people dying from the vaccine. And of course, again, he takes no responsibility for it.
Exactly. Because that's basic
responsibility for nothing.
That's basically his MO, to shift away from the blame. That's all what he's doing.
Market me got $80 billion. How can you prove that that has done any benefit to Jamaica 10 years later?
It has done nothing, no benefit whatsoever. Zero.
And then I wanted to do a Caribbean market me. Zero benefit entirely. This health minister is out of his depth. He better go back to marketing. And he must market sand or sea or something, but he must not go anywhere near education or health or security. These things are too serious for him to be allowed there.
Exactly.
But he is the worst health minister Jamaica has ever had in its modern day history.
And that's true. That's true.
Under his watch, another health minister suffered and died. Under his watch,
well,
Dr. the Honorable Kenneth Ball.
Well, Doc, I mean, as according to Christopher Tufton, his administration, right, increased the budget from $60 billion to $160 billion. And yet,
just to line their pockets.
Just to line their pockets, right? No dialysis machine, shorter dialysis machine, shorter bed, you name it, Doc. Right? It's a crisis.
Full of beds. A container full of beds.
And you have containers. You have containers sitting there, but to sabotage you, right? The people of Jamaica suffers to sabotage you. Can you imagine? No, Jamaica. We have to listen.
Mother Dixon is turning in her grave.
It's crazy. Mighty goodness. So people have to suffer. The Jamaican people have to suffer. And yet, the doctor have, right, containers of water that contain dialysis machine and other basic necessities. But to punish him.
Don't get me wrong. I have my waiver. After proper research, I have my waiver.
Look at that. And yet you can't get your stuff. Man, Jamaica, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. I know the doctor will not say it, but we have criminals amongst us, right?
Oh, no, they're criminals.
Oh, okay. All right, Doc. Criminals.
To call them felons. Remember, you know, Kingsley Chin is a criminal.
Whoa.
Dr. Kingsley Chin is a criminal.
All right. When you hear that?
And if we search the internet, you'll see him and Carl Bruce side by side.
Side by side.
Flock together.
And remember, you know, birds of a feather flock together. Christopher Tufton and them in same circles. I think someone called them what, the Manchester Boys? Where was that?
Manchester Boys.
The Manchester Boys.
Correct.
Mighty goodness.
That was the hard-working Andre Stephanos Stevens.
Yeah. Oh, is Andre called them Manchester Boys, no?
Yes. But there was one thing wrong in that picture. To the very, very right of the picture, looking forward of the picture, you'd find my student, Dr. David Baxter.
Yes.
I trained him in London. I trained David Baxter in London. He is the grandson of the late L.P. Martin from L.P. Martin's funeral home in St. Mary. L.P. Martin died at 99. I trained David Baxter at the Royal London and at the St. Bartholomew Hospitals in London. I trained him in neurosurgery. He is his mother is one of the Martin sisters who have achieved a lot. And his father was I think, Dr. Baxter, who used to work in St. Mary.
Yes.
But returned to England so that he would be trained at Manchester, and then subsequently he landed in my hand, and I trained him
yes.
in neurosurgery. He was very impressed.
Okay.
But he is rubbing shoulders with the Manchester boys, and he has to be very careful lest his job at the Whittington in London, that he goes and compromises his job at the Whittington.
Wow.
Hospital.
So Jamaica is in peril, right? At the will of the Manchester boys. Well, Doc?
Carl Bruce and Christopher Tufton.
Yes. Mighty goodness.
Failure, no accepting, no blame, and believe that they've done a great thing.
Wow.
Look at the record. Just look at the facts.
Yes.
Don't tell me. I don't want to hear about what you're saying. Let me just look at the facts.
Exactly.
So many consultants who write against you. Oh my God, that must be.
Well,
he clearly must have some shame.
Yeah, the corruption. The corruption is blatant, you know. Where you have the Auditor General talking about, and you said it is much more than that. $800 billion unaccounted for. As you said, more than that, right? And he's talking about
probably give them the benefit of the doubt in some instances.
Increasing the budget. The JLP administration increased the budget from $60 billion to $160 billion. But where are the basic necessities? Where are they?
Where's the outcome?
No dialysis machine.
Where's the outcome?
Limited dialysis machine. Right, bedding, and you name it.
Working overtime to reduce crime.
It's crazy.
Which the police are getting headways in terms of reducing murders, and it continues because the murder rate in January is even half that of last year as well.
Yeah.
So if it continues on this pattern, we'll probably end up with 300 murders for this year. Right? Oh, that's a great thing. That's a great thing. Now we know the number one killers of Jamaican was not the gunman.
It's the healthcare system.
Number one killer.
Healthcare system.
Poor hospital care. Number one killer. 16,000 Jamaicans every year. You check it.
Jesus.
And now with the effects of the vaccine, we're seeing up to 20,000 Jamaicans dead every year.
Wow. Whoa, just imagine. Well, Doc, I want to say thanks for your input today. Boy, you have given us a lot, and we really appreciate your call. It's more than a contribution, right? But, you know...
that your listeners will now go forth.
Yes.
And amplify
Exactly. And
ask questions.
Exactly.
And to get answers.
Exactly.
It can't be business as usual.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for
You're more than welcome, Doc. Have a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Bye. Jamaica. Wanna hear that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What the doctor is saying, is very serious, They are sabotaging the doctor as it relates to his containers that hold up at the wharf that he cannot receive. And the contents of the container, you have dialysis machine, you name it, all sort of medical equipment that we are so in need of. Critical equipment that is causing many people to die. And to sabotage him, to sabotage the doctor, right? Because of Bruce, badmindism and corruption. And they want to maintain the status quo of corruption, right? They are penalizing the doctor and penalizing Jamaican people, killing so much of our people. It is crazy. It is crazy and unbelievable. And you have Christopher Tufton going out there, right, talking about JLP administration, right, increase the budget from $60 billion to $100 billion, right? What? The increase of the budget. How did you spend it? How did you spend it? You convert it to your personal use. It's a damn shame, Christopher Tufton, what you have done with Jamaica healthcare system. Andrew, unless you need to be blamed. No, sir, you are on the pinnacle of the corruption. Where's the sense of meritocracy? Somebody who is fit, able, having all the accolades. But you don't want him. You don't install a corrupted friend to do what? Rob taxpayers. Blatantly, that's what you did. And this is very serious, because when I look at it, you see the pattern exists, From the onset of Andrew Owen's administration, he decided not to sign the code of conduct because all of these things, right, were going to be taking place. All of these issues that we have, all of the corruption, well designed, premeditated, calculated, right? Crazy. Now, Jamaica, let me tell you something. Now, Jamaica people, let me warn Jamaica, Let me warn Jamaica, It's either we are going to call it for what it is, We can't be fooling around and talking about, you understand? Look, have we lost the ability to know right from wrong? Have we lost the ability to look at something and recognize it that it is evil? What happened to us? Based on what we heard from the doctor, a certified neurosurgeon. So he's not telling any lie. Man who have been there, done that, and trained many doctors. And he's telling you about the internal operation of the system. And as he said, that the system is a careless failure. You're not going to believe him? What are we doing? What are we doing? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And I am saying to Jamaica that if we're serious enough and we want a change, we have to go out and march for justice. March against the government in terms of what they are doing to us. Our healthcare, we have no healthcare system. Our healthcare system flatline. Flatline. And all you getting, PR. And the health minister shifting from blame. And we have some people who they run out and defend the set of criminals. Defending the set of criminals. Some of them who come on social media, they threaten people's life. Because they love the criminality, you know. They benefit from the criminality. Some of them over NNN who back and defend this government because they are eating out of the trough. As a matter of fact, you know what, people? Let me get to. Hold on. You let me get to this. Right? I have a clip from Dre Bryan, believe you me. It made my day. So let me just draw the piece of Dre Bryan upon them. Right? Let me just draw the piece of Dre Bryan upon them. Hold on, my peeps. Let me see what they're going to say. No, not, hold on. Crazy. All right. Now, people, I love this piece of Dre Bryan clip. I played it a couple times, you know. I'm going to rinse it out on the program. I'm going to listen to Dre Bryan, people.
Come here. On the net, you say Cliff Hughes spread out upper Andrews saying get strokes, can't walk, can't.
Yes, Dre Bryan, if you spread out, you understand? I hope you have a permanent spread out up there.
See. But you're still lucky upper Andrews because no for we have to lay down on the ground or catch up on one bench for the whole night. So give thanks to upper Andrews in our bed. But nobody dead power we now Cliff Hughes. Nobody dead. If I even sap up yourself with little rubbing alcohol, tough up your mouth with dirty cloth and all rag or stuff your jaw corner with nutmeg, because you can't dead, you have to survive. You have to live to pay all of these taxes away you owe this country. Can you imagine Jamaica people, you have your business and you owe so much money? $1.5 billion you would have to pay it or them shut down your business. So I don't understand how the government of Jamaica allow Cliff Hughes to continue to operate.
Level of criminality, Dre Bryan. From top to bottom, Dre. From top to bottom. The Prime Minister is a tax dodger, is a tax evader. And this is one of our in front of here. You understand? Is a tax evader. Go on, Brian.
Owing taxpayers $1.5 billion. Come on, Cliff, you can't dead power. You have to live to pay them your taxes. Yeah. You have evaded this country. Tax evasion, it is a crime. You have to pay your tax. If anyone of we did in a year predicament, then give notice and shut down with business long time. So how you could have owe this country $1.5 billion worth of taxes? What can go to Jamaica? You can't dead power now, Cliff Hughes. You have to live to come pay back taxpayer their money. Come on now.
Woke up with blurred vision and not walking steadily.
I must want prank this Jamaica. Only not realize your distraction. All because the PNP and Mark Golding and Dr. Das come mash up the labor right them this morning in the press conference. Only not see them send Cliff Hughes come out with him propaganda and him prank upon the people. But all me I tell you, nobody dead. Can you have the taxes them for pay up $1.5 billion? Jamaica people no come here.
Well, on the Dre, since you flatten him out, let me clean up the mess where you create, Dre, with him. Let me clean up the mess where you create and show people the mess. Now, Jamaica people, let me just get into this, yeah, and get into this. Let me deal with the mess, you understand? Because Dre Bryan leave some mess in I-13. Dre Bryan leave some mess in I-13. Let me go in I-13 and go clean up the mess for Dre Bryan. Wanna watch? Look how I clean up the mess now for Dre Bryan. Clean up the mess now for Dre Bryan. See your business at Cliff Hughes. Remember let the people them see your business. Remember let these people them see your business where you sell out Jamaica for. This is where you sell out Jamaica for. People see there. See it out. See it out, person. Nationwide News Network. See how much you owe there? Balance 1 billion. 1 billion. Right? 453 million. So round it up to 1.5 billion. And this myself we ought to find a people. See that? Look at that. Mighty God. Right? GCT. See that? 394. Look at that. PAYE. See that? See the people? Head tax. See that? Mighty goodness. Heart. NHT. NIS. All of the direct taxes. All of the direct taxes. Cliff Hughes robbing the Jamaican revenue. Eh? Now, when we talk about these things, now my Jamaican people, boy, you're up Andrews. You're up Andrews. As what Jerry Brand say, lucky you get a bed. If you're some people have to sleep on the floor. You see them do surgery on the floor. Right? But this is what you are selling us, selling your brothers and sisters for. 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver you're selling out Jamaica for. Right? You and the whole of them were over there. They sell out Jamaica for 30 pieces of silver. The Jamaica Labour Party, right? The leader, right? The crimist, the criminal, can't do nothing wrong for you. And you are going to tell me that. You understand? Look what they have done to our healthcare. Eh? Look what they have done to our healthcare system. Just look at it. Punishing all the people. And I see them, hold on there. At the same time, you see what they are, you see how they are sabotaging the doctor, right? In terms of, making containers them stagnant on the wharf. At the same thing, they do with the relief money. Unnecessary the same thing. Hey, look here. One of the things that Jamaica Labour Party love Jamaican people. Look what they are doing with the doctor. Right? We don't much containers upon the wharf that have all of the. Let me take the caller. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead, my dear.
Good evening, Mr. Byron.
Good evening, my sister.
You know, I'm not sorry for that, man. I didn't fit it in because you get 1, 2, 3 and strike out,
But you couldn't. Well, on, my sister, you couldn't call me, if you're sorry for him, So go ahead now.
No, I'm not sorry for him because him go up the store and get a bed. What happened to the people them down at the hospital them where drop off a chair?
Exactly. Solid point.
Up the store and get a bed. Me tell you, man, me no want God save me. Me want God in tongue drop out in sink pan too much cold December 31st.
Whoa, hold on there. You can't just say that and just make it work. Repeat what you just say a while ago.
They say swing pan too much cold December 31st and on January 31st. I went swing, I went stroller. I hit a cast in brain for clog. I hit him stroke. Them say you get 1 stroke, 2 stroke, and the 3-1 kilo. This morning them shouldn't wake up because there's a lot of people in Jamaica who is dying and don't have a bed to lay down for, and in Ghana for Andrews gonna get better, talk about him feel better and him need rest. Him need more than rest, him to go down. Him need to go meet him maker that him prime minister say with people them at Jamaica kids go meet them maker. Him need to go make him maker.
Well, the prime minister say.
Sorry for the man.
The prime minister say.
Bad from people, because sickness come with all of us, and all of us are there for meet that sickness, but this I want to know, him just need to go down to go meet him maker and too evil. The man is too evil, him for dead. You can't wish bad from people, because then you get sickness, sickness wish for nobody, but that man is dead, him for dead. I remember people are saying he was a good person when he used to depend impact. So you want to tell me, say, because of money, you sell out your soul and turn, say the man is dead.
Sell out his soul, my sister. Sell out his soul.
The man where the man who crippled the governor general. Him couldn't go down that doctor, they make him work for him. Because I want to come out, you know.
We have problem up this morning. Bruce, Dr. Bruce. Send him to Dr. Bruce.
They need to send him to that man can work for the AG. Him need to go down there and make them work for him. Mr. Adam tongue slap about that head. Him the pan talk about him need rest, him need more than rest. Him need to go meet him later. I'm telling you, hate the man. I'm a woman, no, hate people, I'm in a life which bad for people, but God forever know, God know me heart. So the man be dead. Him be dead, them can't give some grammar zone in the trip where I get. Him need to get some grammar zone in the trip. Because I was a nurse and still coming there and I was charged with malpractice. Because I just feed him with something. We don't lose all my job, you know, because when you see them, the people that come and know so them I work with the devil in the Dr. with Mr. Byron. You have to get rid of them, you know. You have to get rid of them because if you don't get rid of them, then go and come back out and destroy you.
Propagandist them, man. Propagandist.
Them people that make me question God, you know, because I wonder, because other good, nice, clean people are dead. Then get one stroke and the second one carry them over and saying get two, and the third one not taking tongue and lap on the neck.
Why, Mr. Hard man for dead, eh?
Wow, we're not deal with the devil, you know, man. The devil carry you back to come here and tell medication to the people, you know, man. I know that the drunk will come back and come along out in tongue again, man. It needs to come off a nation, ocean wide, away one near as we alone, some of that saying. That man is a wicked man.
Yes.
He needs to dead. We say if God was like man, if God was only like man.
Ah, sister.
He's such a merciful God. Me don't know
Such a merciful God.
Mercy upon that drunk, so them say the man is dead. When you look at him face with the frog there when they live out of Jamaica, when you see there have the green body, him look like a frog.
Yes.
I just see when you sing for the pool, you know, him climb up, you know, I got to him brain, you know. Make him get a stroke, you know, look like him don't warm at this 31st.
So what you say, at the pool, put him in the hospital?
Why him do too much swing in this 31st and swing till him can't swing no more. Him swing, and whatever them swing him with. Him is a swinger.
Him
climb up in fight him brain.
Him is a swinger.
The man like poison. Him be
Mighty
dead.
God.
And God forbid me, ask God to forgive me for wrong, because I don't like with bad for people. But this is one of them. Him for dead.
Where say the pool?
Him for dead, he never come out of the hospital.
The pool rock him away.
Him sing for more than pool. Him throat clog, him arm clog. Every part of him clog.
Well, over here so nice. People are over here so nice.
The man, wicked man, him wicked. Him do too much swinging 31st of December, saying clog up. And he must get a stroke.
Yes.
I could have more than one people him take from the pool. I could have the whole house. Him want take him more stroke.
Ah, my sister. Boy, over here so nice. Me not lie you.
Him needs to go on, yeah, man. I pray God to answer my prayer. Him needs to go on. Him don't need to come back and go on ocean wide. He needs to go on.
You know, say the man say, you know, say the man.
The one where in car Josh Davis.
Yes.
Him say him get up every day and he have one big bowl, a plate. When he come out, but me not think him have any situation or anywhere for nationwide right now or ocean wide. Because him say every day him get up and he have one big bowl of what? I don't know. But him showing him a big bowl of something the 31st of December. And he
mighty goodness.
He's got the band just gonna make their hand plug him.
You know hear that, people? I don't remember I don't miss this so. I don't miss so.
I miss something that take my talking for dead. Every day you get up and you have one bowl of what him never talk one big bowl of what him eat.
Yes.
So whatever I need December 31st, clog up him stream.
Mighty
him clog up.
Mighty
and he got a band just now one taxpayer. I'm gonna have taxpayer pay for clean up the clog when clog up. And him owe $1.5 billion and him don't want to pay.
$1.5 billion. But you know, sister, since you mentioned that, I am saying that the government is so tolerable with this man. You understand? owing, you know, taxpayers 1.5 billion, and it's going over several years, you know, sister.
Then you think that now you could have that we're not gonna
No, man.
for everything what we have.
Well, I mean, if you say labor wrong, they would make we get away with it. But me and you are manly heights. Yes.
Get away with it, but because him say labor wrong.
Yes.
Him get away with everything.
Exactly.
All the things that you know from when me hear that man from the local government election when he say PMP win.
Yes.
And then him take it back. I say he make a mistake. And then him know say PMP win again in a 2025. And him don't come out and say PMP win. Because if Andrew don't get, if him not take you back for Andrew, him a go in a problem, him a go pay the $1.5 billion way poor. Andrew never win. Andrew never win. Me there foreigner me to say Andrew never win. Andrew lose about 6 or 7, 8 seats.
Yeah, what you say you're right, you know. You're 100% correct, and I want people to listen to what you're saying, you know. What you're saying, you're 100% right. Because
winning seat, the wife don't winning seat.
Of course.
The cow lady, the animal lady, and the rock cow like a cannibal, she never win her seat.
That remember.
The dirty rock cow can't go get them for them and
that remember.
I don't have everyone call her name in my mouth because she can't them.
My sister.
She can't them.
The corruption turn up the way now. Sister, the corruption turn up in a man.
You know when I pray for, I'm telling me that Jamaica and I love my country to death. But I'm waiting on the earthquake and the tsunami. I'm waiting on the earthquake and the tsunami. In 3 days, you have 2 earthquakes. There ain't nothing say big one to come. The big one to come, you know. And the big one I go worse than Melissa. I am 57 years old and I've never seen an earthquake where cut wall, cut concrete, cut stone, cut everything. And the only thing in St. Elizabeth that stand up is the smart Kentucky.
Yes.
I eat Kentucky. I need to eat Kentucky chicken and farry. Nah, Jamaica. Me no love Kentucky none at all. I prefer going Mr. Popeye. I mean, I like street food. I love to cook. You understand?
Exactly.
And I feed the people pies and deal with the people them. And I give the people them all kind of pies and for eat. And the poor people them now see everybody at Jamaica blind, deaf and dumb.
The boy, them deal with the people them wicked. Extremely wicked, my sister.
Them now see.
Wicked.
Me not know if a Jamaica that because nobody down there not seeing. Them not hearing and them don't care. And if they even see, then can't get up. Then something is wrong. The same white Ghana Indian yam like a farmer's ass. After she got renewing the home where them a work. Funny Jamaican people. Jezebel.
Mighty God.
But remember what God did with Jezebel and Ahab, you know. Remember what God did with Ahab and Jezebel is coming to Jamaica. It's coming to Jamaica. Jamaica going down. Just like how America going down, the world going down. But Jamaica going down fast as we Jamaican who know Jamaica where we used to live and where we grew up. So it's going down fast. And you're carrying it down. And you said him soon. When you look at that man when he just take politics. To know, Andrew is worried. Andrew is worried. Andrew don't sleep at night, you know. Remember me tell you, Andrew do not sleep at night.
What? The man is a reptile.
His wife beat him with all of the frying pan there where she having at the oven and call the place and tell them they have bomb threat.
Blessing Pamela, for that gift.
You understand?
Yes.
When she beat him and called the police and she bomb threat when after size 13 I beat the death out of him. But it should have been the right thing because me have a man like what birds of a feather flock
together.
Me wasn't white. Me that beat him and send him out and everybody that see them get in.
No man.
She never tell the friend but I beat him in the head.
But you say it right, my sister. Birds of a feather flock together. They are one of a kind. Two of them.
One of a kind. He married the right man. But
yes.
she not beat him. She need to start beat him. She need to start beat him because that she run things is not.
But sister.
The friend from them and start beat him in the head and send him out with white bandage.
But sister, but sister, are you there? You know, yes, you know, yes, a box fling now and then. Box in a face fling now and then, you know.
No, but you know, she don't know the box now go sure. The box now go sure. She need to get the friend pan and beat him.
Friend pan him. He get irregular box up, man. He get
it. Draw out the frying pan, put it on the fire, hot it, and box him with it. And then he can't come out none at all. Just like how you can't find Chang, I say you're not going to find him.
Boy, them, when you think of it, boy, you like anybody where Dr. Bruce work on, you no problem, you know.
We want him work on Big Mama.
Why say you want him work on Big Mama?
Work on Big Mama, yes, we want him work on Big Mama because the age now work.
So he work on the Governor General.
We need him work on Big Mama. Big Mama need the man where I work on the people because he is not a doctor.
Exactly.
Mummy. I'm not supposed I want him work on Big Mama. I want tomorrow morning I get up Saturday morning I hear him get the third stroke and he takes him to the maker.
Mummy.
I go and do what is I send the people and pick to the maker. Send Big Mama to the maker. Send him to the maker. You want God not charge you. God not charge you. Because the Bible, the same Bible will say Exodus 20. Say you're not to kill. You go back in Ecclesiastes 3 tell us that time to kill and a time to don't kill. Him not charge you. Because I am not the person who's going to turn the next cheek, you know, me no depend on that. So you now go back to the right and now go turn the left and go push me knife in you. You understand? Him just needs to, Mr. The dirty man needs to go on. Him needs to come off ocean wide. Him for dead. Then we start dead out like, you know, they are fall sick and then just are dead. Them too wicked to Jamaican people and they never ride them like a vote for them, then shame. And them are dead for hungry.
Why?
Guess what happened? Them feel like when they go vote for Andrew and take him 5,000 and him 2,000 and him 1,000 and go pay go supper. Them are dead for hungry like a dog at Jamaica right now. They never ride them are dead for hungry. Them are for them shame.
Not for them shame, yes. Not for them shame because, as I said, not for them. You understand? I feel a pinch right now. Look, sister, look on the amount of aid. What's your sister?
And you can't find none to get the pin them feed. I know they go vote for the PMP or the labor right. And then Mr. Margolin, no. You need to come out, Papa. If you know, say you start a protest, if you get up and come on the social media and say we are going to start a protest to guard the house, you know, say people is going to come with you, sir. But you know why them don't want to come, sir? It's because if them go upon them own, police are going to brutalize them. But if you did the police are going to have no chance to brutalize them, sir.
All right.
Get up and start a march.
All right.
It's one thing what my boy didn't do wrong, you know. It's one thing, and I will always say that. You see, from the day my golden shape, I have hand, from the day shape, I have hand, it's the day him fell down. When you go against Andrew, when you say no need for trade, for shake my hand, do like Abraham Tyrus, bum fist, no shit get no hand, Andrew have the pies in him hand. You know, shake hand with the devil. Because when you grab him in the hand, you grab the evil, you grab everything, and him have you bum fist. What Mr. Mark, Mr. Mark, when him, Mr. Mark, what my name?
Oh,
Mr. Golden come out.
Mark Golden.
And him a talk, but we need more than that, Mr. Golden. You need to leave, get up one morning, like you have to keep a press conference right now, sir. Just get up one morning and just come out to the conference and say, we are Jamaicans who love Jamaica, we're going to guard the house. Back up and do what is inside a garden house, making
knowing.
Security cannot help him. There's 3 million people there in Jamaica who don't have 3 million police.
I know, you can't go to that sister.
Some have to live and some have to die. Prepare yourself to die for the right thing.
Him can't go to that sister. Because, you know, the Constitution, you have to obey certain policies and regulations and laws within the Constitution.
So you're telling me that the opposition leader cannot lead a process to God knows?
No, well, basically, no. Right, in our democratic country as it relates to the Constitution, and not only in Jamaica, it's global. If the opposition do something like that, they would see the opposition as a threat to overthrow the government. Right? The opposition can't lead something like that.
Well, they go with the American now and we have protest and lead it down to the White House. Trump can't lock up now.
Yeah, but if you notice the Democrats can't do that, the leading there. You understand? The people can do that, right? Because the people have a right to voice their opinion, freedom of speech, and so forth and so forth, right? But to have
so
the
why the Jamaican people have not get up?
well, it is the Jamaican people them who supposed to identify the wrong, you know, and that is
why them not get up?
Well, I don't know, sister. I don't know, because we are here, and we show them the evidence. All right. When you look in terms of what the doctor said previously, that he has containers at the wharf with critical equipment that will save lives. And it can't come off because they must sabotage him. And in so doing, many Jamaicans being sabotaged and die as a result of not having these available in the system. But that is...
Where do we go from here? Just keep beating our 14 and nothing happen, right?
No, but I mean, we are giving the information in our system to out there, you know. And if the people unite, come together and everyone march and go out there peacefully. Let me say it, peaceful march. Peaceful march. Yes, it can be done. It can be done.
No, but they're not get up because they hope you're Illuminati them plans.
Well, I don't know what happened to them. Sister, I don't know what we look, we are here, right? And we are not giving up the fight. We are not giving up. Here's the reason why we're not giving up the fight, sister. Let me tell you the reason why. We have pushed the opposition, right, as it relates to the opposition move from 14 to 28. You understand? 4 more seats. So if you have got struggle for that within the 4 years and you understand, have that 4th seat, we are going to do it, you know.
Jesus Christ, you make me heart leave. 4 more years, 101 is 4 more years.
No. When we say 4 more years, because look here, sister. Let me say this now. You understand? Although I say 4 more years, I am only constitutionally making that reference. But remember, I know you have so much investigation going on right now. Might be within this area. You understand? You might have some by-election because you never can tell.
Some by-election, but at the end of the day, Andrew should have been in jail already. Trump!
Oh, yeah. May I agree with that?
But him can't come out because he have to fulfill Trump promise before he come out because Trump said no one China and Jamaica.
May I agree with you with that? Well, I tell you, sister, it's vicious, but you know.
Because up in our something where we have no right to be in a, and you want to scare we in our something where we have no right to be there. Jamaica is a loving and prayerful country, and that they could do this sodomite why. Instead, Lord Jamaica to everybody, the highest bidder like a prostitute going around to the highest bidder.
Well, that is the geopolitics.
How are we going to come out of this situation?
Let me say something to you, sister. I have strong confidence as it relates to, 2026, When I put it further than that, because we are looking for some by-elections, right? And we know that members say most of them in the corrupt,
All of them. Well,
you say.
everything has to do with corrupt.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, one when look at him have some painting of him or him a street or wherever, it's Warmington. Because Warmington then can rap with Warmington. Because when Warmington Lego film tongue, it long like the 14th parish.
Yes.
They have to leave him alone. Give him alone, you say get up. Give him alone, them Freda.
Well,
how are we going to get out of the situation that we find ourselves in?
Let me tell you something.
We are in danger.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, sister. And I have a strong confidence. You understand? That is it, 2026. Markets a mystic sensation, tell you this. 2026 is the year of reckoning.
Is that year of exposure?
Exactly. It's a year of exposure and it's a year of reckoning. 2026. Remember some mystic sensation, tell you this. All right. Well, me don't know if I'm hide from America. Watch out, you know, I'm tapping nice, yeah. And me don't know if extradition out for him.
Prime Minister, and this of Jamaica going sing far down this budget right now.
But me not see. All right. To be honest, I don't see any one of them in there, in the party, which part, you understand. Mother say, well, all right, better than Babsy Grange. 6 or 1 half dozen the other. Not one of them no worthy. Not one of, all right. If Andrew only has to go, right, which he is, who would you say to run that party? Not one.
There is none of them in the JLP party.
JLP need to put in the political wilderness. They need to be put. They need to be placed in the political wilderness, my sister.
None of them in the JLP party will fit to run Jamaica right now.
And let me tell you something. You see, 2026, a lot we're going here, you know. It just started. A lot. Okay, all right. You think a joke? This is no joke, you know. The amount of things are in the pipeline, you know.
Start from Cliffview, long-term Cliffviews. Big Mama, kill that first. And when that is dead, they will join and then say, start, kill them, God. Kill them. Because God judgment will come, them bring judgment from Jamaica. I want God kill them.
All right.
Me want God kill them. Give them strokes. Give them choke. Give them drop down. Give them everything where you have to come, God. Because I alone can solve that problem. Because we reach a point the man can't solve this problem anymore. Clean them out.
Well,
kill them.
May I tell you, sir?
Long term come out of the hospital in full of corruption. In swing to January 30, December 31st, and on January 31st, and in full of corruption, and then get a stroke in his tongue.
Yes.
So when he come out in tongue, can't lift up and in tongue come back for nationwide.
The amount of damage what Jamaica Labour Party done to Jamaica, I am telling you, it's enormous. It is enormous. All right. The truth be told, I really don't know. I don't really know that. You know, how could someone who really sensible, you know, right, really tolerate the Jamaica Labour Party, you know, unless them read.
I don't know how the people that left and take RTMP years to take money to go vote for Labour, right?
Sick, man.
The root of is the love of money is the root of all evil.
Sick.
And you take the money and go vote him back and do what is in the power. You live with him for 10 years and the same can't done Jamaica for 10 years. And you give him 5 more years.
Yes.
5 more years for the one. What do them never give 5 more years in a Mr. Byron? So, yeah, 6 or 1, half dozen of the other.
Exactly.
Them never give him 5 more years. In thief it.
Well, him thief everything in the system. The truth be told, him thief everything. And I come up on platform.
But
he work hard. Him work hard for what him have. Who am I tell that? Him work hard. I work hard for what I have. Can you imagine? I can't explain it well.
What kind of work him do when you come
Then if you work so hard, you can't explain it well.
What kind of work you do? You're gonna pay a student loan. Your girl selling a market.
Can you imagine?
And you want them to say work. What kind of work you do for work hard for your money?
You work so hard and you can't explain it well.
And him father.
What can go so?
Him father favor a rag doll. And my son a prime minister, your father look like a rag doll.
And he work so hard.
And you work so hard and your father look like a rag doll.
Can't explain it well and he work so hard. Can you imagine? Talk to me about
I
that.
think I'm Daniel. I don't know. I mean, I think if me not think about me believe in a prayer, but me not think prayer can't help you. We just have to trust in a God and ask him for destroy. Just mash it up. Mash it up.
Exactly.
Just mash it up.
All right, sister. The point up of the hour now because I come back later. I hope you tune in later, you know.
Yeah, me always tune in, Mr. Byron.
All right.
I'm tune in for no one because
What you mean?
America going down right now, you know.
All right.
America going down right now, you know.
What?
And with Andrew, see where am I going with now? At Jamaica. And Trump are going with where am I going with right now?
Yes.
Where are we going to go?
Exactly. Good question.
Where are we going to go? Is there any way for me to run? No.
Well,
Because I'd rather than Jamaica more than America. But we don't have nowhere to go. Because Trump mash up America and that drunk they mash up Jamaica.
yes.
So, and him said him so when I look for Andrew honest. Just look back, me not left nobody have discerning spirit. But Andrew don't sleep at night. Him do not sleep at night.
I know, I think you're correct.
Is torment.
You're correct, you know.
Andrew one is torment. That man is in trouble in sleep, but him don't know what to do. Him just a front. Him just a front.
I know so I said it already. You understand? I said it.
Put the best outside because him in trouble. Him know him in trouble. Him don't know how to get out. Then just a play both on both sides. Because him don't know what to do. That man is in trouble. When you see Andrew when he's looking at him face, if you know, she says that man is in distress. Him don't sleep. He's in trouble.
I tend to agree with your sister. I tend to agree with you.
Everybody.
All right.
Andrew when it's remote. You know when you get the remote for the TV guy, you press and change channel.
Yes.
I saw them have Andrew when it's a press the channel them. Any channel them put in another thing watch. Any channel them put in another thing watch. Everybody have Andrew when it's remote. Andrew when it's a prostitute.
Geopolitically speaking, eh?
Yes, him is a prostitute for the world.
All right.
Use him. And him sell out him soul. And God have nothing to do with him. And because of him, we Jamaican, we are going to face judgment.
All right.
Because of Andrew Honest. You know what's the face, my brother? Love
Blessings.
You, brother Byron.
Love your sister.
Love your
all right.
Here right now.
Blessings, my sister.
Him red not then can answer the whole of me now. I'm
True.
red man then answer the whole of it. Because him vex.
Yes, yes.
Him vex man. Him a go save him red not then, but not everybody. Like some a go down. But Marley says some will have to suffer.
Some will have to die.
Don't ask me why.
But Marley said that.
Love you, my brother.
Love you to my sister. Walk good. Love you, my sister. Blessings.
Yeah, love. Enough love. Yeah.
All right. All right. There go my sister. Right, spitting fire. Right, lover. Well, there comes the end of the show. And, you know, we have to get ready again for later. Will be greater. A melting pot will be forwarding later. So, you know, people roll out later. We love the support, right? And continue to support us. We really appreciate that. You understand? We love you bad. And we not stop from fight. And we are set, right? 2026 we are call it. You understand? Corruption, I will get them out. Corruption, I get them out. 2026. You know, go further than that. Trust me, people. People, one love. Love or no. Sooner or later, I am out. Walk good. All right. Blessings.
I don't want you to come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side of the argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.